It's Golf DMV, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another edition. And we got a lot to discuss today. Brought to you in part, by the way, by Cache Spine Sports. You can find out more on Dr. Smith by going to golfdmv.com and scrolling down and finding information about Dr. Smith. Lots to talk about. We've got PGA stuff to talk about. We've got a great interview with Chris Hall. We've got a Scotty Cameron update from Vern. We've got a lot. We've got to move fast tonight, guys. I mean, we've got to move faster than Ted Cruz leaving Cancun, trying to find his way back to Texas to avoid all the bad PR. That's how fast we've got to move this stuff tonight. Like Ted Cruz at an airport.
I wasn't leaving. I'm back.
I was just trying to make sure that my wife and daughters got here safe, and I was just going to come right back to make sure.
Yeah, wait for your wife and daughters. Yeah, it was like a classic under
the
bus.
He threw his girl. Yo, right. Ted Cruz. Listen, let me tell you something about Ted Cruz. First of all, you know everything you need to know about Ted Cruz. When in the and we're not trying to make this a political show, but when in the Republican primary, when Donald Trump insulted his wife on national television, it insulted his wife, and then what does Ted Cruz do about a year and a half later? Invites Donald Trump to campaign for him down there in Texas because he felt the heat from Beto O'Rourke or Robert Francis O'Rourke, whatever his real name is Robert Beto, whatever you want to call him. But he felt the pressure, and so he wanted after this man insults your wife, and then you do this stupid thing with the whole Cancun thing. You know what? Well, my girl said that they were cold and we didn't have school and they were miserable, so I was just trying to be a good dad. And it's like, what? So now you're gonna throw your girls under the bus? You clown!
In a simp, bro. Clown. Total simp.
So my question to that is: would a proper response would have been during the debate when Trump insulted his wife? Should he have walked across the podium and slapped him?
He should have done it verbally. He should have done it verbally. Yeah. He should have, because you're from Texas and we're independent. We got these gats out here. We don't take no duff or whatever. And
what he should have said was that that's a low blow. You know, I'm not going to dignify that comment with even responding, but we can talk about this after the debate out back. That's what he should have said.
Yeah, there you go.
That's what he should have said. We can handle that. Yeah. That's beyond a low blow, and we can talk about that later once this debate's over.
Yeah, you and I'll discuss this off camera.
Yeah, we can discuss this off.
That's interesting. That's exactly how a congressman would do it. The way it happens in PG County back in the day in the locker room. In the locker room, when you joning back and forth, and now we get to this a lot because I'm a wise guy clown, so I'll be joning, and I'm so witty and I'm clever and I'm hitting them, and then once the bigger guy starts to run out of wit, can you beat me though?
Right, exactly. Yeah.
Can you see these hands though? They just give up and be like, and then I have to be like,
oh man, I was just joking, bro.
Yeah, come on, man. Why you getting all sensitive?
I sure can't see those hands. I'm gonna go ahead and just you win.
You got it, man. You got it.
Anyway, great interview, by the way. Speaking of big guys, great interview coming up with Chris Hall a little bit later on the show. Long drive dude. I think we had him on the show before with the long drive competition. I mean, you've probably seen him on our Instagram with those videos. Spent some time with him. So I guess it's Golf DMV T because DC, Maryland, Virginia, and go to Tennessee because Memphis. Going to talk a little Memphis barbecue there as well. But right now, just a quick shout out to Garrett. I was a single dad on Saturday, and so what do I do with Manny? I take him to Second Swing and to Golf Galaxy, and so we're in Second Swing, and it is time for him to upgrade his clubs because he turns 9 in October, and so he's got to upgrade to the 9 to 12 clubs. So it's in there. I'm looking at clubs, he's looking at clubs and stuff like that, and I see Garrett, formerly of Lake Presidential, now as Vern had told me at Golf Tech in Timonium, Maryland. Okay. And so we're just catching up. So shout out to Garrett. He asked, how's the show going? He listens and stuff like that. So shout out to Garrett. Good running into you, my man. Let's see. And so the Genesis invitation. Let's talk a little bit about that. I don't know how much of the tournament you guys watched, but leading into the final round, I sent a text saying Burns is going to lose this by the 5th hole, and either DJ or Fitzpatrick was going to take it. Now he didn't lose it by I was off on all accounts. I mean, he didn't win, but he was in there till close to like 13 or 14.
Right.
And then DJ, and I don't know what's going on. Who knows what goes on with DJ from time to time? You just don't know. And Fitzpatrick kind of flaked out. As well, but a great finish. I mean, I like the finish, right? I mean, you've got Finau who needed to. Well, Finau needed to birdie 17. He did. He birdied 17 to get to 12. He needed to birdie 18, I think, just to secure it. He didn't. He got the par. Sam Burns could have won it right there on 18, but he missed. He missed in Claude Jennings style. Missed
you mean half-foot putt. You mean Max?
Oh, sorry, Max Homa. Yeah.
Max Homa. Yeah.
Max Homa in Claude Jennings style missed a 3.5 foot putt and admitted, like, I choked it. But I mean, I guess in some way of poetic justice, he came back and hit a horrible tee shot in the playoff hole on 18.
Right.
If he was left-handed, if he was me, he wouldn't have a shot. But right-handed, he was able to scoop it up there. And, you know, I was disappointed that Finau couldn't close it out with the guy hitting that, you know, that bad shot. I thought it was over. Once he hit that shot, I was like, oh, home is done. It's Finau's now, but Finau couldn't close it out. What did you guys think of the tournament?
Even that shot off the tree, though, even though it was easier for a right-handed player, it was still a tough shot to get it to get up there and stop on the green like that as well. So he give him props for that. I was really disappointed with Tony again. The approach on 18 for me, when he came up short on that approach and didn't even hit the green, I'm like, man, what are you doing, man? You just and Roddy and I were texting the whole time, and I just said, he just opened the door wide open to lose this match right there with that shot, with that second shot, his approach. But then Max gave him the saving grace by missing that putt. But I mean, I don't know what to say about Tony. You know what I mean? I know everybody roots for him. He's a nice guy, all that other stuff. But man, please get a win. I'm tired of talking about top 10 Tony. You know what I mean?
It happened for him. Yeah.
I know, but it just seems it seems like it. You know, every tournament that he gets there, it's like something new happens. You know, that prevents him from winning.
Well, Vern talks about mentality a lot, you know what I mean, and drive. And that's a great point, LB, about on 18, because it's like, you know, you have an opportunity to go out there and win it. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
And
you can take it right.
It was obviously that it was like, I'm just not trying to get a bogey here. You know what I mean? I'm just trying not to bogey 18. But there's a different mentality when it says, okay, I'm at 12 under, I'm on 18. I can win this right now if I birdie it and go for it. You know, and I think the mentality is, and I think I saw there was some documentary or interview Kobe Bryant did. And he said, the reason I can take these last second shots is because I'm okay with myself if I miss it. You know what I mean? Like, I'm going to take it. And if I miss it, you know, I'm fine with the weight. I'm fine with the weight of that. And so it's like, you know, if you're 12 under and you're trying to win this tournament and you're on the tee box, you know, you got to say to yourself, I'm going for the birdie here. I want to put the nail in the coffin. I'm trying to end this right here. And I'm cool if I don't. I'll carry the weight of it, because then you can also play not to lose and still lose, and then you still got to carry because I'd rather carry the weight of trying my best to win something and losing it than to think to myself, well, I didn't really aggressively go after that, and that's why I didn't, you know, and that played a part. What if I actually just went for it? What if I just tried to do it? And that's easy for me to say. I have nothing on the line. That's true. Usually by the time I'm on the 18th hole, I'm already plus 27. And so it doesn't really, none of that stuff even matters.
The argument is against the prevent, you know, the classic football prevent defense situation. Prevent yourself from winning. Yeah, just go ahead and, you know, close it out or whatever. Now, I'm going to be an honest teammate here. I saw probably 2 minutes of this entire tournament, and I'm just freestyling right off of all the texts I got. I'm looking at highlights right now. I know what happened, obviously. I know he lost in the playoff. But it was just one of those weekends for some reason. Keisha had to work Saturday. I was mad because I kept wanting, like, people, Glenn's texting me about it. I'm like, man, I can't, I'm gonna get down and watch these. I kept telling you guys I was gonna watch replays, fall asleep on the couch. It was a long weekend.
Do you want to send Glenn the Zoom invite to this show so he can tell us what he thought about it, and then we'll just Zoom you back in once this.
That's a good one. Claude saw me turning the boat. He just put the torpedo right to the side of the joke. So I deserve that, but I do have something to contribute. Actually, what you said. So what did you say, LB? You said he missed his approach on 18, right?
Yeah.
So one of the we had a quick show meeting before, and I didn't get a chance to mention this topic. But one thing I actually was looking at all weekend, I was trying to find is there a stat or set of stats that correlates to winning? I know I'm not the first person to think about that, but I was just curious. You know, if we looked at the top TEDx guys, what is it? It's greens and regulation, blah, blah, blah. I was going to start compiling these myself. Thankfully, there's a Golf Digest article, which I will post on the website with in the show description. So check golfdmv.com tomorrow or Tuesday when the show drops. I'll put the story in there. But basically, the author of that story had the same question. He contacts this gentleman who does like golf stats real math. Real math nerd. What it boils down to is this: it's strokes gained. So everyone's heard of strokes gained as a new thing, but it's not. There's a strokes gained stat that's like total. They break down strokes gained like strokes gained tee off the tee, strokes gained on the putting green, strokes gained approach, right? and I won't bore you with the details, but basically what it boils down to is exactly what you said, Obi. You said he missed his approach on 18.
Mm-hmm.
The stat that correlated most, the one that came up the highest with all, I think they looked at basically the top 20 or 30 FedEx point winners last year just to see which stats correlated with them, beating their ranking. Strokes gained approach. What is that? That's basically non-tee shots outside of 50 yards. So essentially second shots.
Yeah.
Okay. That's the one. That's the one. That, and so that there was that, and then they ranked them after that. Where do you think putting landed? Top 10.
So, right, I was going to say probably close to last because you said it in a way that we'd be shocked.
Yes,
by its results. So I would assume that it would be 2 or 3, but with the way you posed it, it's probably close to last, huh?
Yeah, I think strokes gained putting is 6, but like greens in regulation, like putts or strokes taken, whatever it was like 64th. So they started the article. They said
they have that many categories.
They had so they basically took every PGA stat and ranked it based on this guy's mathematical algorithm, whatever. And the one that came to the top was basically approach shots. So what does this mean? For people who are listening, I don't want to bore you. What does this mean for you? Because the reason I wanted to look this up is I wanted to know, and we're doing all this stuff this year. Right? We got banding coming up. I'm working out. I bought all this crap. I'm doing fittings. So what do I need to be working on to drop? I was just curious. I know what affects the pros. What do I need to be working on? And I was like, is there a stat? And it is. It's
second shots.
Second shots.
The approach to the greens. The approach to the greens. Yeah.
100%. That's the one that correlates to the most winning, and that's the one that's going to drop your score. So basically, iron play, just like we.
Yeah. Well, that goes right to this exact tournament.
Right.
On 18, Finau missed his approach shot. Homer dropped his to the closest it was the 3.5 feet. Yeah, nobody had been that close to that pin all day.
Yep,
and that was the difference right there. I mean, obviously, and then to your point, the putting was down toward the end.
No, but he's in a position to gain a stroke.
Exactly. He was that put him there. While Tony's approach shot was in the rough, short, his was 3 feet from the pin. I mean, that's a tournament right there.
Yeah.
So Vern, knowing that stat, so I asked Vern first in LB. So knowing that stat, do you feel like that's a part of your game you need to work on? And if 100%. So, what part of that? What? Okay.
Yeah.
For you. Oh yeah. For sure.
Absolutely.
And the crazy thing is so for me, the part of that second shot that I had to work on the most, and we talked about it a lot in the past season, was stop coming up short. And so I would go long with a longer club, even if I thought it was too long, because I was like, I'm not going to come up short anymore. You know what I mean? For the most part. And towards the middle and end of the season, I started to see it where I was overshooting greens, but I didn't care. It's like, no, because I'm not going to fall back on that. So for you, would it be a distance? Is it a
mine is aim?
There's obviously we have to be accurate. And the distance that kept coming up was like 150 to 175. Basically, if you were money, strokes gained in approach is basically like anything not from a tee shot to 50. So that could encompass any shot. But if you're money from that distance as an amateur, 150 to 175, you're probably shooting pretty low. So I think I'm not going to maybe go 175, but I'll probably start 150 and start trying to work.
I was thinking 7-iron down needs to be accurate.
You got to dial in.
Got to be accurate. Because we've done it so many times where you end up, you got a pitching wedge in your hand. And you missed the green. I'm like, how the hell you do that?
Yeah. No, absolutely. Yeah. And I guess that means trying to be decently in the fairway or that first cut off the tee box is a given. Like you've got to give yourself a chance at the second shot,
right?
In order to
this is where Dustin Johnson came. I think he was the top name in the strokes gained approach, I believe.
Because he was killing. I mean, I can just think back to the terms that he's won. His iron play was just on point.
The cool thing about the article was they said, he's the old adage of drive for show, putt for dough. They was like, it's really more like, putt for show, approach for dough or something like that. Basically, like you're ball striking, baby, ball striking all day. So that's what, and banding. We keep talking about the trip, high winds, stuff like that. So I need to be able to keep the ball flight low. So
keep it low,
all iron games all this year. We're gonna see how it works out.
Man, but there you go. So Tony Finau, top 10. Tony finishes number 2.
Finished number 2 and still won $1 million coming in second place.
Yeah, always the bridesmaid, never the bride. Yeah. Although I guess walking away with $1 million, that's not a
bad.
I was gonna say Ricky Fowler would like to be a bridesmaid. So
exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
Although I think he finished in the top 20 this.
He finished. I mean, I got it up right now. I think he finished at 20. Yes, tied for 20 with about 5 other guys. And
check that out.
Yeah, I did look. I had it up on the other screen here, but I forget how much money he won.
Yeah, my son Manny, he doesn't even really watch for Ricky anymore. He just kind of asks, "Hey, how's Ricky Fowler doing?"
Oh,
Right.
no.
He'll ask me to go online and just look it up, just because they won't even show him half the time now on television.
Yeah,
Right.
true.
Well, you didn't even see Brooks this weekend because he wasn't doing
in
anything.
contention.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, everybody was rooting for Tony though, man. And it's just, it was, like I said, even though I wasn't watching, my phone was giving me updates, and it even said at the end, like I got a false update from Google said that reported he had won, and then
I saw that too.
yeah, and then they quickly retracted that and it was like, no, Max won. And I was like, oh, Tony
Fake
Tony
news has
Finau,
gotten out of hand. Yeah.
Tony Finau.
Yeah.
So-
Did y'all see? I watched most of the second half with the back nine on Sunday. I watched pretty much a lot on Thursday. Did y'all see DeChambeau hit the one shot? He hit it 80 yards offline into the other.
Yeah, Bryson was having issues. He was having issues though.
It was so far right. The announcer said, he said, "I've never seen anybody hit it that far to the right."
Well, distance is his game, right?
Yeah, exactly. I couldn't get in there fast enough.
But I'm telling you, and I don't know what it is. As a matter of fact, shout out to on Instagram, Roll Call Sports Podcast. They had been hitting us up, and he was talking about us going in on Jordan Spieth. He was listening to the last episode, and I'm not sure if there's anybody right now on tour who I like to see do poorly more than Bryson DeChambeau. I don't like even Patrick. I don't like to see Patrick Reed win, but I don't get as much joy out of seeing him play bad.
Right.
But for some reason, Bryson, but you know, it eats at him like in his mind because he's so analytical and he's trying so hard, you know, and Brooks Koepka's in his head now. You know what I mean? It just seems like he's just got this thing, and to watch him, it's like watching the mad scientist. It's like it's going to drive him crazy at some point.
No, that's what I was going to say, Claire. You're 100% correct. The thing that makes it enjoyable to watch is how he does get frustrated, but he gets this sort of Eli look on his face, like he doesn't understand how I'm not winning.
Right.
I don't. It doesn't compute. Meanwhile, and contrast that with my man DJ, who just, you know, plus
Loafing
6,
around.
you know, minus 20. Whatever.
I sent you guys this something that I saw on I forget who was interviewing him, but you know they were talking about his game improvement and the TrackMan technology. Like, DJ, talk a little bit about the TrackMan technology and how it has helped you, dial in your game. And because they were looking for him to sound like Phil Mickelson or Bryson DeChambeau and like really break down stuff. He's like, well, I mean, it helps me track the ball and stuff. And that's all he said. And I'm like, that's why we love DJ. I'm like, well, it helps me track the ball. You know what I mean? Like, Captain Obvious. You're absolutely right.
Or interviewer, producer in their ear, like, we need more. We need more. Cool, track the ball.
Yes.
Ask him another question. So,
what about our man Willie Mack? I got questions. I should have looked this up, but I haven't.
What's up?
And I just can't say Ken, but Willie Mack, Mr. Johnson, all these other brothers that are on the APG thank you, tour.
Yeah.
Did they have to go to Q school or anything to get into that league? Do you know? Or could they go to Q school? Right. Could they just go to Q school? I mean, I don't even know how you get into Q school, to be honest with you. But.
So I don't think they do Q school anymore. I think you've got to, it's all through the way of Korn Ferry. Yeah. I think the road to the PGA now is all through all the mini tours and stuff. And then obviously Korn Ferry is the one right beneath. I don't think they do Q school.
I thought they still did, but I could be wrong. Okay. Well, maybe the women, I know somebody's still doing it. I think the LPG is still doing Q school. But it just dawned on me the other day. I'm like, well, why didn't he just in the Korn Ferry tour? Why isn't he? Why aren't they taking that route to get to the PGA? I don't know. It just something made me think about it.
So I was signing because I was quickly Googling. So the 2012, according to Wikipedia, the 2012 qualifying tournament was the last to grant playing privileges for the PGA Tour. On March 2012. The tour announced radical changes to its season structure and qualifying process. So Q school is dead. Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
From here they talk about Tour Championship and the Nationwide Tour, which is now the Corn Ferry
Tour.
being,
Okay.
like Claude said. So Claude was right.
Okay.
That's the path.
Huh.
And it's so,
but how do you get in the Corn Ferry though? What do you got to do?
Given what some of these guys had talked to us about, I think it's funding. Maybe they don't have the money and the sponsorships. I mean, and not even sponsorships like Nike was sponsored, but I mean like somebody
the bill, paying their bill for the hotel and travel to go to all these tournaments.
Yeah.
Right.
You know.
Okay. Because I know Brendan over here, Brendan Horton talked about that. He was on some of the tours, some entry level tour at one point, and he was saying that he just couldn't, after a while, he just couldn't afford it anymore. So,
the entry fees and the
travel,
travel
all over the country and stay in the hotels and practicing all day. You just that's a serious amount of money it takes.
And I read an interesting piece in a Golf Digest that talked about, even on that next level, like the caddies on some of the mini tours, like just how dudes are you hope your guy gets out, or you hope that you can get on with the tour player somehow, but or if your guy doesn't want you anymore, like just how tough that life is. That even some of the caddies.
They're living in cars and everything.
Yeah, they try to, when they booking rooms or houses or hotels for a tournament, they're trying to stay together. Someone stay together to split the costs and things like that, because they make peanuts, and of course they do. Because some of the players don't really make anything.
That explains. Yeah, that explains why Sergio's caddy. He's just like, yo, you'll throw your bag at me, whatever, man. I ain't tripping. I'm gonna keep making this money. I'm not going back to the Corn Ferry. I'm not sticking to my car no more. It cuts me out. You can do whatever you want. As long as you put your hands on me, we good.
Right, exactly. This check better not bounce though.
That's right.
I'm here trying to get this paper. But I think my favorite Sergio moment wasn't it Joaquin Neiman who recently was in a playoff with somebody, or was about to go into a playoff with somebody. He was hanging out with Sergio, taking pictures, and him and their wives and stuff. And I'm like, Sergio, why are you distracting him? He might be in a playoff. Why are you sitting there eating, chicken tenders and grilled cheese sandwiches? Like, take him to the putter. He should be putting around and at the driving range.
That tells you about where Sergio's at.
Yep. Speaking of Sergio, he missed the cut this week as well.
A lot of people did. Other Phil Mickelson, who's apparently Phil's going to play in one of the senior tour events coming up.
Oh, he is? Okay.
Some money.
Going back where he belongs. He tired of missing the cut. Move over there, they ain't got no cut.
Money. That's where he can compete. It made me think also about Tiger, because this weekend, did you guys see Tiger speaking to Jim Nance?
Yes,
I did. I did see that. Yeah.
It seemed like the brother was, I don't know, maybe had a little too much to drink, or the eyes. His eyes looked like he'd been puffy, or either out partying, or something was not normal. It was not a good TV appearance, to say that way. I'll leave it at that. No. Which brownie table did you pull from, Tiger?
The wrong one.
Yeah, the wrong one. Like, bro, you got to go on TV. I know what I'm doing. I'm Tiger Woods. I'm good.
I've been doing this all my life.
Okay.
Okay, bro. I got you.
How'd that work out for you just 12 years ago? Listen to one of your homies then?
There it is. Manny Millions for the Genesis.
Okay, Manny Millions this week is Mr. Sung Kang. He finished at plus 10. I think he shot 87 on Saturday or something ridiculous. Yeah, I know, right? He won $19,000, $19,623 to be exact. Mr. Kang is 5'8", 165 pounds. He's 33 years old. He's from Jeju, South Korea, currently living in Irving, Texas. He's married to Miss, whose name is So Young.
Okay.
Yeah, I want a So Young.
I knew it. I was waiting. I was going to see if he could just be an adult and skip past it, and he could not. Speaking of Korea, on a future episode, we'll have to talk about my experience in a Korean bathhouse. This was something.
Yes, we talked. Yeah, we talked about that.
We'll talk about it on a future episode.
Okay. And they have one child. See, I called him a child, not a rugrat. All right, moving on. Mr. Kang joined the PGA Tour in 2011. Okay. Here we go. He's got. Let's decide who's going first this time. No, Vern,
I'll go first. I'm not going to have that on my name. I just undercut him all the time. I got it.
All right. Mr. Kang has one win.
Okay.
Has 2 second place finishes, 3 third place finishes, and 15 top tens.
Wow.
His lone win was the 2019 Byron Nelson AT&T Classic.
You said 2019?
2019. That's his one and only win.
Okay.
Out of 203 events, He's made 107 cuts, a little more than 50%, according to my math. What is his career earnings?
I'm going to put him at probably 13
Okay.
mics, 13 million.
13 million.
I'm actually going to go under that. I'm going to say 7.5, 7.5.
See how easy that is?
Yeah, it really is pretty easy. Just that simple. Whoever goes, the second place person should always win. It's $9.5 million for Mr. K. A little bit about him, Mr. King. His favorite team is the LA Lakers. His favorite food is kalbi. Kalbi. Anybody familiar with that? No, I didn't. Okay. Neither was I. I looked it up. Okay. It's beef short ribs, a Korean dish of
bagoat. Oh, okay, ribs. Okay, all right.
Yeah, I didn't know it. Yeah, so he's he's played on the Korean tour, the Asian PGA tour, the One Asia tour, and the Japan tour. Okay. So he's
the Japan tour. They don't play around with their players too. You better be well disciplined on that course.
Absolutely.
Suspend you for two. You know what was interesting? I was, for some random reason, I can't remember why, but I was talking to my wife Sierra about that whole story about the guy, because all that happened. Didn't he just stick his middle finger up at a dude?
Yeah, he gave him the bird. Yeah.
That's all he did. Yeah. And I was like, they were going to suspend him for 2 seasons and all this other kind of stuff. And she says, well, I mean, I understand that. I'm like, what? And this is totally from the left. Like like that's like, I wouldn't expect that answer from her. I would expect her to say that that's way too hard. Right. I mean, and she's like, well, no. And then she goes into this whole thing about how people nowadays think they can just do anything, get away with it and stuff. What about the person who made noise in his back? So he shouldn't be able to come to the tournaments anymore. Right. It was an odd thing, and it was an odd day. I don't know. But anyway. So I don't even know why I was even sharing that story with her. It was just wild. By the way, if are you guys seeing all this all the craziness going on with all the violence to Asians and stuff going on now, like the elderly Asians? You got to get behind movements to stop this stuff. We're not, we stand with all kinds of people who have injustices done to them. And so I don't even really want to talk. Did you guys see that foolishness, that story with Rudy Giuliani and the whole thing? Yeah. Oh goodness. Yeah. What a dope. There's no point even bringing him up or anybody else.
Dirtbag, thirst bag.
Yeah.
What an idiot.
We still have a little bit of. We did the Corn Ferry real quick.
Yeah.
The Corn Ferry is back in season. They had the LECOM Suncoast Classic, which was in Lakewood Branch, Florida. It went to a playoff as well Saturday, I guess that was. Hayden Buckley birdied the first playoff hole to win over Mr. Taylor Montgomery and Dawson Armstrong.
Dawson lost?
Yeah.
I know it is.
They were tied. They all tied at minus 13. Like I say, Mr. Hayden won on the first playoff hole. He birdied the first playoff hole. He won $108,000. Mr. Montgomery and Mr. Armstrong each got $45,000 for time for second place. Our friend, Mr. $60 Tommy Two Gloves Gainey was in the field.
Mm-hmm. He finished the negotiation, right?
Yes.
The art of the deal.
The art of the deal, yeah. Mr. Gainey finished at -2, tied for 47th. He won $2,640, or if you want the special attention numbers, that would be 43 special attentions.
I was going to say, how many times does 60 go into 2?
Right. There you go. 43 times. He got 43 of those. Hopefully not consecutively. Hopefully. Space them out a little bit.
Oh man.
That could be quite traumatic. Anyway, we've got a great interview coming up here, guys, with Chris. I can't even remember his last name. Chris Hall.
Chris Hall.
We got a great interview coming up.
You got attention on your mind now. Huh?
Yeah. I'm going out there 43. Could I even make 10? So, because I couldn't. I've been married 10 years. So, I got a Scotty Cameron. So, the putter, you got, for those who don't know, I bought a Scotty Cameron putter just to get it customized because I'm that guy. So, it's set to arrive here tomorrow. Now, one thing I didn't tell you guys was when you go online to design it and put all your colors in, they give you, once you finish and pay, they give you a mock-up, like a sheet, and looks all nice of basically what you can expect. And as I was putting it together, I was texting my brother-in-law, one of the golf homies, Glenn. And he was like, I was just telling him, like, hey, there's all these options and, whatnot. And he said, hey, when you finish, send me what it looks like. I was like, cool, bet. So after I finally finished, I became self-conscious about it because I'm like, oh, what if it's whack?
Right.
I like it. And I already paid for it now. I'm still praised. I was like, I don't know. So I said, I'm just not gonna tell him. I was gonna say nothing. He'll forget about it. But now it's coming. Now I'm like, well, do I show it to anybody? So now I'm afraid. Now I'm gonna end up with his putter.
You gonna pull out. People gonna go, oh my god!
Like, what in the world?
I'm gonna get so much bleep for this putter when you guys see it. I feel like because even if I didn't say this, even if I'm not speaking into existence, I feel like because if I don't talk about what's gonna happen is I'll pull it out and you guys will be, oh, cool, yeah, and there's gonna be a side text. It's like, you should run this whack ass putter. Look at that. He paid $4. Stupid. So I figure I just go ahead and say it now. This way, when I debut it, and I get the tepid reaction, like, oh.
Okay. Oh, that's a Scotty.
But the question, though, Vern, is will you stick with that putter all season? Or if you're not really feeling it, is it going to go back in the bag? It's going to end up in LB's bag.
It's going to end up in my bag.
No. Okay. He might not even want it. He might be like, trash.
I want that ugly ass putter.
Trash out of here. No, so I'm probably going to stick with it. I'm definitely going to stick with it for the season. And I do think it looks all right, but it is that thing of like, damn, is anybody else? People might see this and be like, what did you do to this putter? Like, what is this?
No, the real question is going to be, are you going to putt better? That's going to be the true test.
That should be the reason I got it.
Exactly.
Oh, man.
Oh my goodness. All right, folks, let's go to Chris Hall here, Memphis to the Sea on Golf DMV. All right, Golf DMV family, let's welcome back to the show, brother Chris Hall. Chris, what's going on, man?
Man, not a whole lot, man. Hey, glad to be here. Thanks,
man. Well, it's a pleasure for us to have you on the show. We had you on before at the Capital Long Drive Classic. The first annual. It's cool to kind of come down there and see you guys, do what you do. I want to get to the golf in a second, but first let's talk a lot about your fitness stuff, because if folks follow you on Instagram, but before you answer the question, please give out your Instagram. You do a lot of fitness stuff, and even described as a fitness guru. Talk a little bit about this fitness journey. Like, when did it start? What triggered it? And what are some of the things that you're into and that you do?
Golly, CJ, listen, man. It was right before I went to Worlds for the first time.
Mm-hmm.
I was working, and a coworker of mine, I was telling him that I wanted to hang sideways on the pole like they do in the Olympics.
Right.
Was there any particular reason why you wanted to do that, or
no,
it just looked?
It's cool.
Handstand.
Mm-hmm.
The whole thing. Back when the plyo push-ups and stuff first started, when people started flying off the ground,
right.
I was like, I could do that.
Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah, the first time I did it, bust my lip.
Oh no.
a little bit more to it, So first time I'm like, okay, there's something I'm not doing right. But I told him that I would hang sideways.
Mm-hmm.
And he told me that I couldn't.
Mm-hmm.
It ain't that he said, I'd like to see that. Or, wow, when you do, let me know.
Right.
He told me I couldn't.
Right.
Straight up.
You're too bottom heavy. You'll never do it.
Okay.
Oof.
His name was Jeff. Spelled with a G. Look, spelled with a G. Oh,
Tell everything you need to know. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, right. So I made it my point to do it.
To prove Jeff wrong.
And I didn't. I did. And he had left the job and moved to Florida.
Right.
And I made sure I sent him a video. I found this. I got it. I tracked him down. I got his cell phone numbers, email, whatever he had back then, back in 2013, and made sure he saw me do it, because I did it.
Right.
And I did it. But I did it because he told me I couldn't, and that I never would be able to. And that's what started the handstands. That's what started the headstands, the calisthenics. That's what got me going. He told me I'd never do it. And that's what got me going.
It is amazing, some of the things that motivate us and get us into these paths and tracks that we're on. Something as well, what one would consider insignificant. Obviously it wasn't. As someone saying you can't do something. See, that's the type of petty and the type of beef that makes you a great fit for Golf DMV. And while you're a wonderful guest already, just a few minutes into the show, because that's the type of stuff that we would do, simply because someone said I can't do it. So obviously there was some sort of training, were you already like athletic? Were you already like lifting and stuff? Or was it something that you started doing because of this challenge, or you just took it to another level?
No, I've always had the genes. Whenever I start lifting, I'll get to a certain plateau, and stop, and be satisfied with being 190 pounds at maybe 10% body fat and stop. You know, get to where I can bench, 225 10 times and stop.
Me too.
But,
Me too.
Yeah. I just,
Yeah.
But see, it's
Oh, did you say
different now.
225? Oh, you said 225. I'm sorry.
Yeah, not 225s. Yeah, no.
Right.
That's good though. I like what you did there.
Not 225 kettlebells. I ain't talking about kettlebells.
Oh, okay. Never, I misunderstood. Sorry. Yeah. Oh, that's even more impressive then. Yeah, the 225 pounds. I'm sorry. Go
Yeah,
ahead.
but yeah, I got there and then I would quit. And I got to a point to where, you got to keep it going, because the older I got, the more I saw that, okay, if you keep starting and stopping, it's harder to start again.
Mm-hmm.
And then when you start again, it's hard to stay there. So what's going to be your motivation to stay there and just accept that lifestyle and not see it as a diet, but as a lifestyle.
So what was your motivation?
That's where I'm at now.
What's your motivation to stay there now? What's your motivation to stay there? And then talk a little bit about the diet as well.
Well, I used to model.
Okay.
I've modeled in Chicago. I'm gonna start New Orleans, Atlanta, Bronner Brothers show, Chicago, New York, LA, London, England. I've done fashion shows.
Okay.
So people, back where I'm from, back in Mississippi, they've always seen me as that guy that used to model. So I've got a
reputation to uphold.
Yeah,
they can't be seeing you walking around.
Yeah, you can't see me like this.
You can't be out there looking like Patrick Reed, huh? You gotta keep it tight. You gotta keep it tight.
It gotta be tight.
Segue real quick. When you were modeling,
Chris Hall.
Looking sloppy. When you were modeling, when you were traveling all those places, were you single or were you married? I'm just curious.
I was single at the time.
Oh man. Okay. All right. I'll just leave it.
Big fun.
I just lived through you.
Okay.
I just lived through you. New York, New Orleans,
I
Atlanta.
was single.
Sheesh.
Yes.
All right, keep
I was single.
Yeah.
I was single at the time.
We could talk about those stories later. We won't bore the audience with those
enough time.
I'm not putting nobody on blast. I'm sorry.
Where's my wife? Okay. Right. But yeah, we had that's what keeps me motivated to make sure that nothing laps over my belt.
Right. I can dig it. See, this is why I'm saying, like, I feel like this Golf DMV Chris Hall thing is like a divine connection, because I mean, from I'm going to be sideways on the bar because you told me I can't, and the reason I work out like this because I don't want to look fat. Like, that is Golf DMV. That kind of motivation. That's what we do, right? So you're big on like the flexibility aspect, but still building muscle. Let's talk a little bit about that emphasis, but then we'll switch to golf. Like sometimes we think, okay, if I build muscle, it's going to hurt my swing, it's going to limit my flexibility, but you're all about that agility, flexibility, and building muscle, and it doesn't affect your golf game.
It doesn't. It doesn't, because, being flexible, calisthenics, the yoga, the handstands, the headstands, whatever, being able to bend and contour like that is really your golf swing. I played baseball. Okay. I come from a baseball family. My youngest brother went pro, played 11 seasons in the major leagues.
Okay.
We're a baseball family. So we got a swing because we just got a swing.
Right.
But I never knew I could hit a golf ball until the day I started hitting a golf ball. Just like a bat. I was just hitting it. Pow. and it just transitioned over to where I am now. And to be honest with you guys, listen, I'm just learning how to hit the golf ball.
How long have you been playing?
Oh, I made notes. My notes are specific.
Okay.
The first time I went to Worlds was 2013.
Wow. Okay.
That's the first time I saw Maurice.
Okay.
I beat Maurice.
Oh,
2013.
Yeah, I beat Maurice in 2013. Yes. Okay. Matter of fact, we got eliminated in the same round in the Worlds that year. And I had beat him by like 9-10 yards. Yes, got him. But I didn't know Maurice. I didn't know Maurice at the time. I just saw him. I looked around, guys, and it was me, and there was him.
Yeah.
And then there was everybody else.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Stevie wasn't there that year.
Okay.
So it was me and Mo. And the year after that, it was me, Stevie, and Mo. And you know, it's kind of been that way up until the last 3 or 4 years, where you got Josh now.
Yeah.
You know, and it's coming along. And but I tell you, where it started at came from baseball.
Okay. So how long had you been playing the game, and how and talk about that journey from the game? This is my last question, Vern. The journey from the game to long drive. Like how did you get to long drive?
Long drive came from me showing up at the driving range with a baseball grip, just hitting the ball as far as I could hit it. Didn't know where it was going to go. Didn't know who was going to hit down there. In fact, my first long drive swing, I think, came in college when I was maybe 20 years old, 19. I hit my art instructor's wife with a golf ball. Way down there.
No.
And I had to do a written apology to him and his wife before I can come back to his art class and get credit. But it just kind of transitioned over to the game of golf, because the more I will show up at the driving range, the more the same kind of people will say, "Okay, man, I think you're ready to start practicing with your wedges and start practicing the game, because if you can control a little bit of what that is and start working on what it takes to score, you're going to be tough to deal with eventually, someday." And I'm proud to say that, my game, when I showed up at the golf course on Saturday morning, they loved to see me show up. And after the round, the first name they called was, "Where's Chris? Call your card. Call your card." Them same people, they won't let me in the group.
Oh, I have a question for that too then. Okay.
Yeah. What's your question, Vernon? Talk to me, because they don't want me in the group. They kick me out
well,
the group.
so they're both hypothetical, but I'm gonna get out of it first. So this is what I've asked other people. If for the next month you were gonna shoot 6 under, no matter what, it's like a little, like maybe I wave my magic wand, you're 6 under. Who are you calling? Like, nobody knows this. Who you calling first to just take him out on the course and just give them the business?
Wax that ass.
Yeah, just take their money. There you go, baby. It's got to be. Give me some names. It's got to be some names. Some people that was going in on you when you first started.
Some of those guys have passed away now.
Oh, I'm
Some
sorry.
of them have.
Okay.
Now, no worries. Some of them they have. Penny Hardaway.
Okay.
Mo's not getting a call?
Who? Oh, Mo. He's my finale.
Okay, all right. I'm sorry. Let me back up. Penny Hardaway.
Yeah. Penny Hardaway.
Yep.
Golly, it's got to be one more, notable that you would know.
Oh no, it don't have to be notable.
No,
I'm talking about in your personal group. Man, it's got to be somebody like my brother, Jay, somebody that
Golly,
just need to get that ass whooping.
Yeah, they've seen me shoot a 65.
Oh, okay.
So there's really nobody on the list really who want the action.
No,
wants that smoke. Okay.
Nobody who knows me want the action.
I've struggled beating Penny.
Okay.
In the last couple of years.
So he's pretty good.
And I've never played against Mo. Yeah, Penny can play.
Okay.
And I've never played against Mo. That's who I want.
Okay.
Okay, here we go. Here's what I want. Here's what I want my foursome to look like.
All right.
I want it to be Maurice. I want it to be Samuel Jackson.
Okay. I like this.
Just for the cursing. I just need I need the MF bombs. I need all
if you can't get him, LB will fill in for you just fine.
Absolutely. Lawrence will do.
President Barack Obama.
There we go.
And myself.
There you go.
There you
That's
go.
pretty good.
That's
your
foursome.
four. That's your four. So the original question I had was along those same lines. So how old are you now? Oh, you should be proud.
Oh man, dude, I'm 57, man. Come on, bro.
Come on, man.
I'm 50. I'll be 51 in May.
Okay, there we go. All right.
May what?
You should be proud of that though, because you're better shape than me.
23rd. Okay, 16.
Joe,
all right.
They announced me on the Golf Channel as the elder.
Oh no! Come on, Golf Channel.
I mean,
I loved it.
We don't do that.
Loved it.
That was just. Oh, you were down with that? Okay.
Yeah, call me as old as you want to call me.
Okay. Okay, so this is like some.
I'll bust your ass.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. This is like some Last Dance stuff. Like Jordan, like, yo, I took that personally. So what I want to ask though, if you gave 20-year-old Chris, say 18 months to take up the game, and he had to play you, 50-year-old Chris, who do you think will win? Do you think you could? I'm saying you're younger, you're in better shape. You give him 18 months to learn the game. You got to play yourself.
50-year-old Chris.
Yeah,
50-year-old Chris would destroy
20-year-old self. Yeah, huh?
I would destroy my 20-year-old self because my 20-year-old self will be cocky and I want to drive the green and hit it as far as I can.
Yeah.
And the almost 51-year-old Chris, I've got a more, subtle approach to the game now.
Who talks more trash? Does a 50-year-old Chris talk more trash than a 20-year-old Chris? Or?
Well, there's not a 50-year-old Chris talking trash, and there's not a 20-year-old Chris talking trash. There's a Chris, and there's a Chuck.
Okay.
Chuck ignorant.
I got you.
Yeah, Chuck ignorant. You don't want to deal with Chuck.
Okay. So do you even play with guys who don't play from the tips, or women?
We always play from the tips.
Okay. So you ain't like I'm not. If we ain't playing from pay, you're not even part of the group. Like nope, not going to do it.
Hey, if you got to go to the tips, go on up there. Go on up there. You better not let me outdrive you.
So in best case, I'm gonna go all the way.
You better hope I hit that thing over to the left somewhere and not across because I'm gonna talk smack to you.
Yeah. In that case, I'm hitting from the women's tees.
Yeah.
The forward tees.
The forward tees, not the women's tees. The forward tees.
Go ahead, LB.
Yeah. I just had a guess. So in your couple of things you said that just piqued my interest. One, so 23rd, that makes you of May. You makes you a Gemini, or you're still a Taurus?
I'm a Gemini. That's why there's a Chris and there's a Chuck. I'm a Gemini.
Gotcha. Okay. Because I'm May 16th, so we kind of close to the same thing. But we're kind of in this. Yeah. We're in the same in the kind of same age bracket as well. One of the things, I try and lift now a lot more now. And a lot of my reasons are similar as yours too. One is I try and keep up with these young guys I play with, and Vern's always trying to. He hits it far, so I'm always trying to keep up with Vern. That's part of the process. What part of Mississippi? You say you're originally from Mississippi. What part of Mississippi are you from?
Well, I was born in Tupelo, and it's interesting that I was born in Tupelo, which is where Elvis was born, and I live in Memphis, where Elvis lived. But I say that because that's notable because that's where he was born, and people know Tupelo from that. Right. But I was raised right outside of there, 12 miles south, a small town.
Yeah, my mother's from Kosciuszko, Mississippi.
Okay, on further down southeast, slightly.
Living in Memphis, are you a blues fan?
A blues fan?
Blues fan, blues music. You like blues music?
My wife, she says that she is kin to BB King. And she's right there. Tina, if you want to come over here and say something real quick to the people about you being, because they asked me if I like blues. And I don't like the blues, but you say you kid the BB King, so come here. you said BB King, your cousin, baby, come here.
Not particularly. Okay, I mean, it's what it is. I am a blues fan. I love Memphis. Have been several times. One of the best trips I've ever been on with a guy trip was in Memphis some years ago, and we had we can't talk about it on this show. It was so much fun.
So when was it?
It's been 10 years ago, at least 10 years. We came there for the classic, the football game,
the Southern Heritage
Classic. Yeah, we came down for that game, and I didn't even make it to the game.
You got all kinds of food.
Yeah.
You had a good time.
Yes, we
went for the game. Didn't
make it to the game. Yeah. So that's what all the questions I have. I mean, I admire you for your, especially your work ethic. Because I try and stay in the gym too for these guys, as well as I tell these guys all the time. Chicks dig muscles. So the more muscles you have, you can't go wrong. So
right.
I commend you for your efforts, my friend.
I appreciate that. I really appreciate that.
Real quick, I know you have two sons.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So are they athletic like you, or are they multi-sport athletes? Do they want to play golf, baseball? Do they got aspirations to go to the next level with athletics?
Yeah. Well, my oldest son, he's 31.
Oh, okay.
And he has a son, Josh, my grandson,
Right.
and he's expecting another child right now. So
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate that. Sports is, he's out there on the grind. He's a truck driver, he's a barber, a part-time firefighter. So he's grinding, trying to set himself up for a spectacular, future for him and his family. So
Yes,
Jackson is 15, and I'm sure I'm stepping way out there when I say this, but he's probably going to be the most athletic and most successful Hall in the family. Even though my brother played 11 years in Major League.
I was going to say,
like Major League. Major League.
Right.
I mean, with major contracts. But I think that he will.
So he'll be dusting you on the golf course in no time, pretty much. Second. Is that?
He don't want that smoke.
He got another sport.
He ain't gonna never want that smoke.
Check this. I'll try to get you out on this. Check this out. So I'm trying to figure out, what you and LB may have in common, as the Golf Channel said, as the elder guys on the show. So there are a lot of things that frustrates Lawrence on the golf course, and I'm just going to go down the list of them. You let me know whether it frustrates you or not. Okay.
Oh, here we go.
Music on the course. So there's a lot of things that frustrates Lawrence on the course. He lets us know about it. He's Samuel L. Jackson out there. He'll tell us in a second.
I know.
So I want to see if these things that frustrate him, if they frustrate you as well. And we'll start with music on the course.
Oh, no. Okay. I play music. I get people cussing me out like Samuel L.
Okay. Perfect. Let's see. The jogger golf pants that frustrates him to no end. Does it frustrate you?
Come on with it, man. You got to come on with it, man. I mean, time to change it. Bell bottoms out. Everybody doing legs these days. Everybody want to show off them calves and them quads. So you just gotta.
But everybody ain't got a body for those either, though.
Well, those that don't have a body for it, you should say something.
Chris said, that's not my problem.
Right.
That's right.
Chris said, I can't relate to that. I can't relate to those.
0 for 2, LB.
So not practicing your putt before you take it annoys. I do it all the time. It annoys him.
He doesn't do a practice swing at all. He just goes and hit the ball.
Looks like that does annoy you.
Well, I don't know what to say about that one. I've seen my friend take a practice putt and accidentally hit the ball. And I'm like, what was that? So I think I'm kind of in between on that one. If you don't want to practice putt, then don't practice.
But that's fine. But then don't bitch about it later when you can't, when you screw
exactly.
it up. You know what I mean?
When
he's doing it. He's not even on the golf course.
when you three putt, don't say nothing.
Exactly.
Oh yeah, I am the king, and I am the king of three putts. I'm definitely the king of three putts. Absolutely.
Well, so you know what, Claude? We should play.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't play from the tips. Let's see.
You better not let me outdrive you then.
Oh, you still will. Oh, believe me, you still will. Unless we count them like slicing left. You may not be able to out left me.
We'll play at Falls Road. We can all play from tips there.
Yeah, Falls Road. Yeah.
Yeah, he'll just be on the green courses. On every damn shot.
Right.
Yeah, it's a short
give me two of your favorite courses, and we'll get you out on that. Well, anytime, because when you came to the DC area, was that your first time coming to DC?
That was my first time in DC.
Oh wow! Okay.
Golly, man, and I wish I had more time to spend and see some stuff.
Mm-hmm. And that COVID was
out there. Yes, if it wasn't, an election year and COVID, and I would have, enjoyed getting out and seeing some extra stuff. But I was only there for 2 days, I think.
Okay.
So looking forward to next, this year when we do it again, and hopefully coming out and maybe spending 3 or 4 days and bringing my family with me to see some of this, some of what I do.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. And so if we were to go to Memphis, what's some courses we got to hit?
Oh, you got to go to TPC, Southwind. You got to go to Pine Hill.
Okay.
Pine Hill is where all of us started playing golf at. In fact, Tiger Woods visited Pine Hill back in '97.
Okay.
So Pine Hill, TPC, Southwind. Of course, where the FedEx is played at.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Let me see if there's one more. We always go to Tunica National. The Tunica, right outside the city of Mississippi. Casinos down there. Tunica National.
I like that.
That's about 3 courses down there. True. Yeah, you like that?
Yeah, I do a little wager myself.
Yeah.
Similar to that, if I go to Memphis, real quick, barbecue, and I want a spot. I want a barbecue or a soul food spot to go to. That's not. Don't send me to the tourist trap. I want to go to the real joint in the neighborhood where Ray Ron at, where they got an $8 plate and a $10 plate. That's what I'm trying to
Jeez.
What's happening?
That's too many.
They're everywhere.
Oh, they're everywhere. So they okay.
Yeah,
okay.
and you know what? And they've made themselves convenient with food trucks. So they will pull up. Yeah, they'll pull up and park. You're like, damn, he wasn't here last week. And it'd be so good, you come back looking for him like, where he go? he
done moved on.
Yeah, he moved on. So the food trucks are man, they make some good food. These guys can cook, make some barbecue. Of course, you know, Corky's is famous.
Right.
In the city, Rendezvous. But I tell you, man,
do locals go there though? Do locals go to those spots, or do they go to different spots?
They do.
Okay.
Yeah, they do. I mean, especially Corky's, because they have multiple locations. They've got maybe 4 locations in the city where, you know, make it convenient, pop in and get you some barbecue and go. But you know,
is that the place? Is that the place that serves the chicken with the white bread, slices of white bread? Okay, yeah, I've been there. Yeah, I remembered it.
Yeah. Of course, we've got Gus's Chicken. That's famous here in the city.
Oh, that's it. Gus's Chicken. That's
Gus's Chicken. Yeah, absolutely. So it's a lot of spots, man. But like I said, the major chains like the Corky's and the Rendezvous, man, food trucks.
Much better.
I don't know.
I'll be hitting you up when I come to Memphis. Then I'll be looking for the name for some spots. I'll be hitting you up.
Absolutely. Yeah, no doubt.
Oh man, Chris Hall, thank you so much for joining us on Golf DMV, bro. It's been a pleasure, and we'll be sure to have you back soon, man.
Absolutely. I appreciate the opportunity, man. Good talking to you guys. And listen, hey, if we play in a foursome, don't go up there to them front tees.
Just take out beating like a man, right?
Right.
Take it like a man.
Take that L.
Come on back to me. Come
on. Where y'all going? No. We back here.
Oh man.
All right, yeah. So thanks to Chris for coming on the show. You guys should follow him. He's a pretty good follow on Instagram. Yep. But yeah, so the trips are coming together good. Can't wait. Pinehurst, Bandon Dunes 2022, Pinehurst 2021. We'll keep everybody posted on all that kind of stuff and the planning that's going on around it. Anything else, guys, to wrap up the week? I think that's it.
60 degrees on Wednesday in the DMV.
Yeah.
So there will be a range in my future somewhere.
Me too. So I will say this, in terms of updates, this is the last week of the speed program, of my speed program with Dr. JP.
Oh, okay.
He will be on hopefully in a couple of weeks once it's over to tell you how I did as a student.
And
I did hit a personal record with the driver. I was very excited about with hitting 126. And I mean, this is probably 11:30 at night. I'm just down here trying to get some, because each week you record numbers or whatever. So I'm just trying to get some final swings in. And I go 119. I'm like, cool. Then I go 120. And I'm like, come on. I haven't been able to crack 120. That's what I haven't been able to crack 120. Boom, boom. And then finally that 126 comes in. When I looked down and saw it, I like threw the driver in the air and I did the Pete Weber. If you don't know, just Google, who do you think you are? I'm out. So I had my headphones on, you know what I'm saying? Cause like I'm listening to music when I'm swinging, and Keisha like comes down the steps looking like, what the hell is going on down here? I was like, I'm sorry. 126. She didn't care at all.
Right, exactly.
It was 126. Did she just turn around and go back upstairs, or did she say anything?
She's looking at me like, what the hell was all this noise? Yeah, she didn't say anything. She's looking at me like, what? And then she went back upstairs, like, you know. I was like,
just don't wake them kids.
Yeah, I know. I was psyched though. So this will be the last week. So this is it. So we'll see how we do this week. See if we can set some personal records. But yeah.
Was that a new driver in that picture?
No, it's the same. It's the M5 I've been hitting. Same one.
Okay. It looked. Maybe you signed it up or something. It looks different.
Yeah,
photos new.
Instagram. Okay. Yeah. Everything looked new on Instagram.
Right, exactly.
Instagram models.
Right, exactly. Why should they show wrinkles and cellulite?
There you go. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, have a great week. We'll be back next week for more great golf discussion and anything else we feel like talking about on Golf DMV.